is at. So we're going to do a battery and light swap halfway through, but this camera will also be a focus for one experiment because we will be dealing with an apparition that can be seen. So hopefully we're going to be able to capture that tonight before I actually take that story out of my route. I'll explain that once we get there. So with this one, in the event that you close it and we have to reopen it, I'll show you how to get it back to night vision. So super easy to do. A couple of quick button hits. Nice and light for you. All right, we ready to start talking to dead people?
Yeah.
I'll take you both times.
Well, they're going to talk back.
All right. I see dead people.
I see real people. How about that?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Spirit boxes, in case you're not familiar with them, this is the white noise from the TV show. Super fast, right? However, finding a disembodied voice, that's a rarity. I get about 12 to 15 of those a year, not an episode. These are set up for muggles and people that don't do this on a regular basis, you guys. So, we're going to be using beginner methods by slowing them down on purpose. Spirit boxes, this one in particular, is going to be set to the slowest speed, meaning the person listening, MaKayla, is going to hear song lyrics, commercials, and DJs. I want you to hear those things, and that goes for everybody using a spirit box tonight. If you hear a song lyric, tell me what it is. If you hear somebody talking and trying to sell you a Toyota, I want to know that you heard the word Toyota. Does that make sense? The reason why, Kenny, is because we might be next to a space where somebody invented a part for a Toyota, and then his birthday or name is going to show up as well. So it's a 50-50 shot. I love doing it this way because it gives you guys an opportunity to be able to see how the pieces can actually fit together. When you guys watch your TV shows and they think they hear a voice, there's no way to disprove that it was not radio chatter. So I say, let's use it. Why the hell not? I gather more evidence this way than you would possibly imagine. So, cool thing is, I'm going to be writing down whatever you guys hear on these spirit boxes, because I do keep a notebook, and I'm going to be taking notes all night long. But MaKayla's in particular that she's going to be using, it records. So you guys are all going to get the recording back, and I'm going to spot check it. And I'm not looking to validate her, I'm looking to add to it. So you guys will see that. Now, certain things like your movie cliches like get out and you're going to die kind of bullshit, I don't write any of that stuff down. It's Hollywood bullshit. It's exactly what it is. So it's the only thing you need to worry about is the volume. This is the way this one works. You can move it up and down. It records it evenly. You can't mess up the recording. So your volume is the wheel right here. It's your own comfort level. Most people will turn it down when I'm talking about the history so they can hear who they're supposed to be looking for, and then crank it up when we separate. That's how this goes. Let's go to you. The next little box. You guys have seen that little tiny black one from the TV shows, right? Yeah. This is the massive memory. So it's 2 levels up. We're going to take the next level up and the next one, because that one actually just came out. So this guy is going to use both FM and AM at the same time. So the person using this doesn't wear headphones because there's a noise filter on it. It tries to take out the white noise that comes in between the stations, and hopefully we're only going to capture voices on this. That's the beauty of it. So with this one, usually you try to get a helper with you because this one is definitely not an easy task to listen to. You kind of need somebody to help you out a little bit. And also, it doesn't record. So I am going to hand this one off to Annie, only because I know that she has listened to spirit boxes in the past. And if she misses anything, Matt's camera is going to record it.
And I got this.
And she's got her voice recorder. Have you used one of these before?
No, actually, yeah.
One button you need to worry about.
Okay.
Mute. It's on the right-hand side. So I'm going to set the filter real quick. So we want it to be sporadic. We don't want it to be a constant, normal spirit box type style. We want it to be kind of interval. I'm going to put it back on mute just because we're going to be near Horstel soon. I'll give you the okay for actually unmuting it. The rule of thumb with that one is if I'm speaking, talking about history, mute it. My ear's trained just like yours. I'm going to want to listen to that, and I'll lose track of the history for everybody else. So that's easy on that. Let's see. What else do we want to go with?
Let's feel it.
You guys have seen the odd list on the TV shows? Little tiny black box?
Yes.
Yeah, I hate that thing. Let me tell you why. First off, it costs damn near $1,000. I bought one, I sent the damn thing back a week later. Here's why. It is pre-
say hi to ma'am? It sounded like you said Annie. Did you say Annie? Sorry? I think it's like not lamb. Very horrible. Hey.
Yeah, but it's,
Yeah. Yeah. Never know.
we're swimming around.
Yeah.
What am I listening for?
Anything. Can you say hi, Matt? You're gonna have to speak really clear because it's hard to understand. Can you say hi, Matt? I don't know, just talk to you. You don't know. Do you like the color purple? Is sex bad? I don't know.
You're recording all that.
Oh no. I'd rather set this down instead of carrying it.
Yeah, tell us like what happened to the mansion episode.
Okay, I'm gonna set this over here. Here for a second. Nope, I'm not. Okay. Unless you're giving me something.
It's like this radio station.
Yeah. Hello? Can you give me time? No, I think that's why you wanted both of those together. Just so that would pick up with this.
Yeah. I asked what happened to the. I said no.
Sometimes you have to slow
Like
down.
no, like what happened to the man? What happened to your mansion? Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't. It just,
What?
hey. Can you tell us anything?
You heard anything coming out of it?
I mean, it's a few
No.
things, but nothing like
No,
significant yet.
no.
But like, but it's.
I was trying to ask. So I was like, what happened to your mansion?
Let's get you guys away from the
Okay.
car. Just in case somebody-
Okay, here, let me use this for a second. Now you want to get this right there. Yeah, sure.
You also want to watch the distance method.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously you need headphones for that. This one doesn't take the
I
headphones.
think you put it, have him do this.
Well,
I'll do it. I don't care. I'll watch it. I'm just.
he can actually be part of a whole different part of this. But your
Yeah.
device that you're going to be using tonight, have you seen the new EMF mic?
No, I haven't.
So it can hear EMF.
Okay.
So
What?
I haven't
Really?
It's not an app, right?
No,
Okay.
We can hear EMF.
it can hear
You
EMF.
can hear
It is crazy.
Yeah.
So I've been testing it at this site for a few of these, like
This
when I had
site
my
right
smaller
here?
version. Yeah, and it's ridiculous. We caught a voice and a big spike.
Okay.
So we had like it was like I want to say it was like a 12 or something on a millimeter. But I now set it up with a tree so where it actually can be held a little bit easier, so I can test it with y'all. I actually, and it's just a prototype, and I know you'll be careful with it. It's just,
I love it.
basically with just
Yeah.
Velcro strap, so I can kind of test to see how it works, and I can make adjustments as needed. But we're going to take the voice recorder and attach it to this tree, and you're going to listen to the EMF while we're doing the Estes method. You'll be able to hear both, because again, the EMF cannot hear us. So that speaker only hears the vibrations of EMF around us. So you'll have the recording of it, and then I'll be able to analyze it to see, like that's how I caught the voice from here, was I just cut it out and I just looked at it on the audio waves, and I had this giant spike. I'm like, that's about the time we had that spike, cool, on the millimeter, and I actually was able to cut it out and analyze it, and there's a male and a female voice in there. They're indiscernible, but it's a good start.
But yeah, no, that's a huge start. But yeah, that's one thing that I like about you. You don't just run with every little voice. And you're like, oh my God, it said, hi, Mom. You know, everything. No, and I like that you debunk things. Like, I debunked myself on something that I really thought it was like a TV fix that I saw in wood, like that I caught on camera. So I went back, looked at it, during the day. It took me a while to go back, but then I went back and I did that myself.
You got to spend a lot of time debunking, don't you?
Which is good. I mean, because that's fair.
I guess the fair thing for me is, I do this like 200 times a year, trying to smoke it.
Oh yeah, no smoking.
Yeah, this prominent English lady doesn't appreciate that. But when you spend as much time as I do doing this, it's easy to debunk. Like I catch it all day long. Like people send me pictures, they send me videos, and every I got a new partner in crime now.
You ever feel bad like shutting them down? You're like,
nope,
that's a
I'm
lie.
always the bearer of bad news.
No, you shouldn't feel bad. I'd be like, yes, no, I'd be like,
that's exactly why people send shit to me. Because I'm going to be like, that was you in the mirror. Like, that's you in the glass.
It's
that's
just a reflection from you. Can you say Demersman?
Activity at best. We're going in there looking for activity. I never know where it's coming from, and it's very minimal. We don't really know how much it's actually going to come through. People don't stare at their headstones when they're gone. You're not going to do it. You're going to go to your mansion. It's 400 miles away, which is exactly why we're standing here. This is a place of what I call raised emotion. That's the only criteria that I look for when I'm looking for a new space to investigate. I'm sure it's happy, sad, horrific, whatever. This is a happy place, a place of respect. Take a guess. Who's the president that was the pallbearer at the funeral? 1793 was the year. Where's my history buffs?
Oh my gosh, Michael would know.
Come on. There was a quiz. Nobody told you?
1993. It was freaking.
I'm glad you can't answer. Would you like me to explain?
Please.
When we came in here, I told you all I would not give you questions like what color is George Washington.
How do I record?
I put George Washington in the back of all of your brains subliminally because that's the correct answer.
How do I record?
All passes or fail. Good job. We're looking at you weird when we get into the
now I'm
keep
just
them
not
nice and belly level. Even if you guys, and by the way, with the spirit box you guys have, you're going to listen along the way. People will be looking at you funny because you're listening to static. But tell me what you guys all heard from the spirit boxes when we.
All right, and you did that, but why? We're in a group.
Recording with this. Well, what am I supposed to do? When you FaceTime?
Got it.
Yeah.
had my finger in front of the camera. So I said, put your hand through here. In your head.
Better stop.
There you go, just walking around. See, you can put a single dude with this camera right here. He needs to be pulling all these chicks. That's why I'm so like struggling not to just film your view. You know?
Sorry, we need that footage of your picture.
He's like, damn it. His wife will be like, yep. Whatever, he's got to have it. He knows it.
No one hit mute. Okay, guys. What is that?
Still doing my job. Still doing my job.
We need help. Alright. Let me get a boo hack. The African American.
Only word she
That's
had,
kind of a
everybody,
weird
just so you know.
word to pop up.
African American? Not here, probably.
Well-
we were just at the market, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess
that's. You know, I mean, that's a slave market, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so,
But it's like,
Okay.
wonder if though if there was somebody, I don't know.
yeah, no, that's.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
Let's record on those cameras. Just
You know,
keep
you
it
think
nice.
about like where the slaves. and
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying.
What you got?
Oh, I had both African American stock succeed. We were just saying like going past the slave market.
Yeah.
So let me kind of put some of that to rest for you guys, because the misnomer around the slave market is slaves were not sold there.
Oh.
That's where slaves actually sold their wares when they were not working on the plantations.
Okay.
I got currency, and I won't buy it.
Again,
There you go.
currency.
That sounds better. 'Cause
Yeah, it's a much better history of that place
Yeah.
now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So, again, with the cameras, if you have enough tour group nearby, so try to keep them low if we can, just going one way or the other down the alleyway, which is obviously going to be close, like, because we're going to stay in this fashion the entire time we're here. So, cameraman, you might want to point your cameras outwards, like going the way we came in. So you're going to get a much better view instead of everybody's legs. So I already have everything that MaKayla heard. What did you guys get on your spirit box? Anything?
I don't know.
Nothing. coming out
Yeah,
of it?
nothing significant.
So
I
that
was
one is super hard to work with.
Yeah.
Just so
Well,
you
I
know.
was recording through a lot.
Okay. Yeah. And even if you email me that recording, we can just add it to everybody's, if you guys want to have private conversations. Okay.
Yeah, we could have been having a private conversation. I'm not sure.
Keep
It might have
it
happened.
well.
That may have happened.
We're good.
So,
Spiritual.
I have to laugh for writing that one down because I asked Pam if she got anything coming out of there, and she said the only word I got was gun. Let me tell you where you are. First off, if that thing spells out anything, I get excited. It could give me cat, and I'm excited. Just because
it's random.
Yes, it's completely random. You are in Duelers Alley. This is where gun duels took place. I'm about to tell you about a very specific duel. So
She's got a name.
what's the name?
Ariana?
I don't know who that
Okay.
is. So I'll check.
She might have come with you.
Yeah, that's your ghost. You take her back.
Okay,
That's
Ariana.
the cat I was talking about. So here's every ghost tour comes down. I'm not gonna lie. Like all 300 of us, we are all down here at some point in time. I was gonna take this out of my route because I do change this every year. I get a lot of repeat ghost hunters. You guys don't want to go to the same damn places, so I take out a space and add a new one. It's kind of how this works. So with this location, taking it out would be difficult because he follows me everywhere anyway. So I might as well just start at his origin story and keep it in the route. The Pinkley Mansion will be a staple for me. This will be a staple for me forevermore. Everything after this is what changes for me now. So they're telling the same story we are, but you're not on a campfire and marshmallow kind of ghost story. You're ghost hunting. I'm going to give you a few extra details, and then we're going to skedaddle up and around the corner. Keep an eye on your devices. If you don't listen to me at all, we're recording it. It's okay. So if you guys get words coming out of your spirit boxes, except for Annie's, we're going to keep hers on mute. Just you guys get the point. And I already know Ripple's not paying attention to me anyway, so he's fine with me there too. So, believe it or not, I actually love handing the spirit boxes off to people that I know won't pay attention to me, because if they're not paying attention to me, they don't know what to listen for. So if they get things like purple and rose, not to say that you weren't paying attention to me. You have no idea what that means, but I do. See how I like to do that? Anyway, getting back to why we're here. This is called Philadelphia Alley now, but once known as Dueler's Alley. Doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. You were looking for RI for Rhode Island. So he moves down here because he's supposed to. The other thing too about Dr. Ladd is the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up here all the time because it is part of his name. It's not coincidence. I see it all the time. He's supposed to get married to his fiancee Amanda. Amanda's supposed to. She basically just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney that is helping her out with all the cash flow. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd's just after Amanda's money. So he tells Amanda to get rid of that doctor. He's going to take all your cash. So he moves here to Charleston to prove that he's not after her money. And on his way into town, he has a coachman that set him up to be robbed and killed. It wasn't a very good start to his stay in Charleston. By the way, Annie, I just wanted to warn you that Remy is behind you climbing the fence. So just kind of keep that in mind. We are in his space. Remy, in case you don't know what that is, you watch a few Disney movies. So yeah, Remy is a rat and he's very large and he looks like the size of a cat. So yeah, big rat. Got it.
We saw that.
Yeah,
We ate that the other day.
Yeah, we saw Ratatouille.
Yeah, that's Remy. That's the main character. All right, so back to this coachman. He set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a bad Uber driver in today's world. I just like to kind of give a comparison to when I have teenagers, just in case you guys are wondering why I use that reference. But anyway, somebody was walking by and knew the coachman, but saw there was a newcomer in the coach. And his name was Ralph Isaacs, the guy walking by. Those initials sound familiar? Ralph Isaacs? Rhode Island? That's exactly why I bought the device that Tammy's holding. I was getting the letters RI on regular spirit boxes all the time, so I bought this to clarify it. I bought it about a year ago. We've had it about 6 or 7 times in the past year whenever I bring up Ralph's name. Moving on. Just like to brag a little bit of why I have the gear that I have. Ralph tells the doctor, hey dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Why don't you come with me? I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from them. You'll be safe and good to go. Doc took him up on that offer. That's the house that's known as the Thomas Rose house. But the two gentlemen became friends. And the longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making with his medical practice. He's proving his point. He was not after Amanda's cash. So, Amanda gets wind of this. She's moving down. They could be married. That's kind of how the story is supposed to go. But she never makes it down here. But Dr. Ladd, when he hears that Amanda is moving down here, he became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is why I hate the damn story, and we're going to take it out. It's a giant cliche. Every haunted city you will ever visit and take a tour on, you will hear of a whistling ghost. We all have one. Ours just happens to be a doctor. But why are we in Dueler's Alley? Let's get into that. Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. That's how it goes. On the way home from seeing Richard III, they are arguing over an actress they just saw that they had never seen before. Doc thought she was great. Ralph didn't. The argument then turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island, who hasn't even made it down here yet. It got really ugly, but they went their separate ways, and then Ralph goes to his friends at the newspaper and places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of bullshit. And guess what? Doc saw that ad and rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this, and somebody's going to die. All this over an actress, by the way. Shit was dumb in the 1700s. They came down here, back to back, took their 10 paces. They turned. Doc points his gun in the air and shoots his one shot. He did not want to kill his friend. Ralph has his one bullet. Puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Stop there. there, they would do their last finale over here. This is their like show and tell, so I used to just let them have it. But when I got kicked out of there, I know it's a quick grab because I started over there too. I was like, oh, I'll just go back to the Sioux story. Here's what goes on here. There's a sign right inside that graveyard that reads, oh my gosh, it's so loud. Says there's no ghost here but the Holy Ghost.
Oh,
They don't.
very difficult. That's a lot of people who are not
Since there's a ghost penis in my pants, I'm gonna go and try to debunk it.
something.
Shit,
Debone
I bet you
it?
that's caught on camera.
What, ghost penis?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this over here. There was a lady in jail. A young woman in jail. She's pretty. She did a lot of bad things to her. She got very prejudiced.
I see it every night. People walk by, have to pull that damn tree.
Oh, I think you speed on it.
No, you pull on it.
Is it true that some of the walls here have glass?
Yeah. It's not like garbage.
Oh, like sticking up. Yeah, like random, like
No, Annie, because you would have got cut on them when you were scaling them.
Stop telling us.
Oh.
So you want me to tell her yeah, so she stopped scaling the wall. You got it. Alright.
I broke a bottle up there.
I'm going to take the turn. So, why don't you hand that over? Matt, you're going to hand your camera over to Kenny. So, Matt, all you're going to have to do is look straight ahead. It'll line up with you. You might get 0 images, just so you have that idea. You might get 12. I have no idea. The average is about 4 for the time frame that you normally do this. And obviously, your focus is a little dial right there. So it's going to be blurry for you when you get in there.
Anything?
Not to me. Okay. It is 10:56. The people with spirit boxes, can you hear me? What color is a blue banana? Awesome. You can't hear me. All right, Henry. I got 3 people on the bench tonight. Let's get started. Normal question. Tell us about your job. What do you do for a living? I got Matt, MaKayla, and Robbie. We've been calling him Ripple all night. I'm going to laugh at that. That's okay, Henry. I'm trying to break the ice here. Now, you're not always happy about me being here. We're using another box tonight, Henry, so if you say anything, we might be able to catch it where you're not channeling through the people with the blindfolds. So feel free to say anything you need to. Henry? Wow, they're both really, really quiet. Henry? Can you tell us about your job, what you did for a living? Can you show us images? There's no way that we're not hearing it. Over. Can you just lift up her headphone real quick and just remind her to tell us what she's hearing?
It hurts.
Henry, we're going straight to your death, I take it. Can you tell us how old you were when you died?
Offer?
Henry, can you give us any kind of images?
Sin.
Henry, I was trying to take it light, but if you want to go straight into your death, we can do this.
Over there.
Over where? There's a lot of people over there? Is that what you're talking about? That's a yes, no question. Henry. You picking up on that buzzing in that
Trust.
year.
1.
Henry, I'm going to stick to your job at this point until we start getting some answers from you. We're going to do this a little longer than normal, Henry.
Hard.
Is it hard to talk to us? How's that Ouija coming in?
Only thing that was land.
Like LAN?
L-A-N-D.
Slam beer.
Henry, you want to talk about the land you had out in the Columbia, Florence area? We did get the word professor earlier. You want to talk about that? That's not a topic we always bring up now, is it? You want to tell us who you met when you were a teacher? Henry?
More fun.
What's more fun, Henry? You want to talk about that topic instead?
I can't help.
Henry, what's the sound we're hearing right now from the church? And you still haven't given us any images. Matt's going to fall asleep in there.
Wicked laugh.
Henry, who has a wicked laugh? Can you say his name?
Stab.
Harris.
President Harris is all over the news. Got to kind of throw that one out. That's too easy. And I don't know if Harris is relative to anybody in there. Henry, the word Gettysburg, the city of Gettysburg, was heard earlier. Can you tell us what that means to you?
Don't run.
Gettysburg, Henry. What does that mean to you?
American.
American flag. Yeah. I like it. Henry, I'm not really sure that you went to Gettysburg.
Sound.
I asked. What was the sound?
Listen.
Look, shit happens during these sessions. Now, your safety is important. Henry, I'm looking for an image. I like that you said American flight. Can you tell us which part of that flight you were on? Any numbers at all? Henry, what part of that flight were you on?
Scout. Rescue mission.
Henry, more specific, please. Keep it simple.
Star.
Matt, nothing yet?
No. It's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but we want images.
Yeah.
Henry,
W.
we get W here all the time. We're in Washington Park, just so you guys know. It happens here all the time. You guys won't hear W until we get to the theme park. Tuberculosis wouldn't have been like considered as one. They had TB every day, so they knew it was. Henry,
Hot.
Henry, let's go to an
A
image.
man.
Still going to go after your work. I asked about the sound of the church. I like where you're going with the American flight, but you didn't give me anything else. You didn't tell me which side you were fighting for. Simple answer. Should be easy to find on those frequencies.
Secrets.
Henry? Images. What can you give us? We're not going away yet. Throw us a few images.
Had a life.
There you have one.
December.
We got this December, I want you everybody remember that the sun was born on Christmas Eve, but the month of December, Henry was also born in. The irony here is that both him and his son also died in the month of October. Both born in December, both died in October. December what? Which date are we going after, Henry? Your birthday or Willie's birthday? Give us the number.
Holy.
Vague. Give us a number. Numerals.
All day.
Watchers.
Yeah, we're all watching, Henry.
Focus.
Trying to get you to talk about your death tonight. But you're trying to go into your birthday, which is okay. Can you give Matt an image already, Henry?
See you.
Henry, seems like you're not as angry tonight. I'm glad. I would really like for this to be a full fruition of the entire experiment for us. Can you put something in the blue box for Matt? Otherwise, I'm going to reset your
Columbia.
device. Columbia. Henry, your clues are all over that today. Let me see that again. Wow. Almost a full 10 minutes. Nothing. Set something all by itself. Okay.
I had another voice for the nerve.
Henry, we're going to go a little bit longer. Can you tell us more about the Battle of Gettysburg? I asked about which side of the flight you were on.
You're here.
I am in the South. I need more, Henry. We're on a good roll here. I need more details. I asked you a lot of questions. Answer any of them.
Safe space.
Oh.
Look back.
Are you listening to your voice recorder? Oh, okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't the one I gave you.
No. No, I'm not hearing much of that. At all.
Henry, if you'd like us to leave, you could tell us goodnight.
Match.
Henry.
Jason.
Henry, you want to tell us goodnight? It was kind of a pleasant conversation.
Don't worry.
I appreciate that. You know, the month of October is coming, and it's usually a weak time for us to have these conversations. So we come with respect. One last chance to say goodnight. Going once. Going twice. Was it? Alright, let's get these blindfolds tapped out on the legs. And then that, let's peel that thing off your face, man. Wow. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, you saw nothing. I'm going to just take a look, just to be on the safe side. So to start off with yours, because we want to make sure you know that the last 10 minutes of your recording came from this. Next to your volume is a button. I want you to slide it in the opposite direction. On yours, now you got it. Hold that down. Slide it and hold. I'm going to just double check Matt's images just to make sure there is nothing there. Absolutely nothing. There are some times where you guys don't see anything, but it flickered and created an image and you never got to see it, and it will still show up. That is kind of something all on its own. So, am I disappointed? Yes, I'm disappointed considering we actually had a slightly successful session here. So we had at least 2 to 3 answers that were definitely relevant, that were tell us about Gettysburg. You said American, you said fight at the same time. So I was pretty impressed with that. And then you later said Columbia, and I was asking about when he was a teacher. He was a teacher in Columbia at the Henry Timrod Schoolhouse. So I'm actually, this was a pretty decent session based on what I've seen lately. I've had much better, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I don't like to glorify anything. So again, slightly successful is the way it fell on my radar. So with the camera, you can hit the stop button on the back.